Oh. So this is gonna be a boss battle. You. Soul of Cinder? Wait, that attack move I know. Are you the same as Gale? Hello guys, and welcome back to some more Dark Souls 3.
Welcome.
I need to level up. In case you're wondering what I'm doing in here, I just went back to Firelink Shrine. I checked and spoke with some friends and just ran around doing random shit, and and anyway, I'm here now just to level up. I didn't do anything off screen that was important besides just kill some low level enemies. Oh, and I bought some more Ember too, but it's not really that important. Yeah, let's level up strength and vigor. Not vigor. Is it vigor? Is it vigor? Good. Yes.
Farewell, may the...
Okay, so I am guessing my next step is to put this on the throne, and then maybe something will happen. Do I already? I think I already have something there. Offer cinders of a lord. Yes, offer to the right side here. Did I just put the head on the... Isn't that a bit overkill? Putting the head on the pedestal. Now what do I do? Last hope of his line. Oh, she stands down there to talk now. Okay.
Well, five lords, glory be my lord slaying champion. It is all thy doing. The stage is set for me to play my part as lord, too.
Okay. Fight me, maybe?
Speak with the firekeeper.
Okay, let me just see what stuff you got. You know, maybe you have some good things. You never know. No, you got nothing great. You know, you could have given me something good, something better. You know, no, okay.
The eyes show a world destitute of fire, a barren plain of endless darkness, a place born of betrayal. So, I willed myself lord to link the fire, to paint a new vision. What is thine intent?
Ah, it's fine. And I have very good intentions. I promise you. It's not like I plan on doing the bad thing here. Anyway, hello.
5 lords sit there, 5 thrones. All thanks to thee, most worthy.
I mean, they're not exactly sitting as much as their body parts are placed on it.
With the lords as thy witness, bend thy knee afore the bonfire's coiled sword, and let the lord's embers acknowledge thee as their true heir, a true lord, fit to link the fire.
Okay. You have eyes of a firekeeper. I mean, I am gonna go dark side, but I don't know if I have to do it yet. Kind of want to. I mean, I was kind of flipping out over doing it, but you know, maybe I should.
Noble lords of Cinder, the fire fades. And the lords go without thrones. Surrender your fires to the true heir.
Yes, make me strong. Okay, what is
Let him grant death to the old gods of Lordran, deliverers of the first flame.
kiln of the first flame? Okay. Just give me a second. I'm actually gonna go ahead and give her the... If I can, wait. I'm gonna give her the eyes.
Ashen one for the Lords of Link. Very well, then take
No, I don't mean to do that. Oh well, I mean... Give eyes, sure.
Ashen one. Are these how great the very things?
Yeah, very gracious.
But firekeepers are not. These will reveal through a sliver of light a world without Ashen one. Is this?
Yes. Of course, yes.
This will be our private affair. Stay thy path. Find lords to link the fire, and I will blindly tend to the flame until the day of thy grand betrayal.
Well, you actually...
Thou thy...
Okay, so you're actually working with me on this. That's good to know. See, it's not like I want to be rude and betray you, everyone. But you see, I don't like being told what to do. Okay, and I like the idea of being the king and everything of that place. I turn evil, yes. And speaking of evil, I can barely see anything in here. So these are the actual thrones. Is that what we're seeing? Not Filing Shrine, but like... No, this is Filing Shrine. Are we back in time? St. Eldridge of the Deep. I don't get what's happening here. So this is Filing Shrine, but what version are we looking at here? A tad bit confusing. So far, I've seen Filing Shrine in darkness. I've seen Filing Shrine normal, and then Filing Shrine now. Which is destroyed for some reason. Proceed to the first flame. Okay. And this... Travel to Drake Heap. But haven't I already been there? Wait, what? Wait, isn't Drake Heap the... Wait, just give me a second. I need to figure out exactly what's going on here. So this is the Flameless Shrine, right? Kiln of the first flame. And the where is it? The Drake Heap is over here, which is part of the DLC, right? So what the... Okay, let me just go ahead and see what this is all about. Because that is a bit weird. The Drake Heap, or not Drake's Heap, or what? No, this is the same place. Old woman's ashes. Take the plunge. But isn't this the exact same? Okay, this is a bit off-putting. Yeah, this is the exact same. I don't... Are they two different universes or what's happening here? Okay, that's you. Exact same place. What, did I miss the old woman's ashes before then? Okay, let me just use the bone. Let's rest at it. Yeah, we're back here again. Okay. Oh, that reminds me. I should probably go back and give ashes now that I think about it. So I'll be back again. Yes, I know I'm going to fighting shrine a bit, but you know it's all fine. So I got old woman's ashes. How you like those?
Gracious. Passing let this I only hope these new
Oh, that's great, huh? Yeah.
gracious and awfully warm.
Warm.
Almost as if it had lived mere moments ago. Oh, forgive an old woman's idle prate. I'm sure an ashen one such as thee would never indulge such base contrivances.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, of course. I would never. Is there anything good you got out of that? Or is it all kind of samey? Could be some good stuff down here. No, that's more maximum HP. More clothes. No cool capes or anything. Well, that's a bit disappointing.
Ashen one, bring me with. Is it not? Ashen one.
Sure, I'll gladly bring you more stuff. Just give me a second. Did I ever get any more parts of this?
Tisk wasn't he?
Not reinforced, but did I ever get no shots? Okay, I didn't get any shots.
Pretty be careful.
I will be careful, yes. Of course, as anyone would.
One can become quite attached. Oh. Oh.
Talk?
Are you lost on your journey? No matter. Today's lost are conquerors tomorrow.
That's great. It's lovely.
It only demonstrates the makings of a champion. And besides, whatever your choice, it will not change my sense of gratitude or how I think of you.
Okay.
It will not. Do stay safe.
What do you think, dude?
Back again, I see. I suppose this means you're up. Again.
Let's talk.
Let us begin with the basics. The ideal sorcerer bears the twin faces of the dragon. You could at least act as if you're paying attention.
I'm paying attention. What do you mean?
Let her come again.
Hello there.
Ah, there you. I am pleased.
That's great. That's lovely.
My word, fear the home of pyromancy. Eyes and undoubted who's.
Okay, you don't really care much, huh? What about you? How are you doing? You okay there?
Champion, do you wish to hear a tale? You know, although to be honest.
Okay, I've heard that before. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, that's you, and that's the lady there. And now let's talk to other lady over here. I've done everything.
Ah, 'twas the soul of my Elfrida. A
What?
poor wench turned to ash, who would abandon Londor. If thou wouldst, let it nourish thy lordship, and in return do her one small kindness. Remember those who stayed by her to the end, in the shadows cast by fire. And lastly, my lord, take up thy rightful mantle of usurper.
Sure.
I prithee, play the usurper. When the moment cometh to link the fire, the age of fire was founded by the old gods, sustained by the linking of the fire. But the gods are no more, and the all-powerful fire deserveth a new heir. Our Lord of Hollows, it shall be, who weareth the true face of mankind.
Yes, of
Honorable
course.
usurper.
I'm very honorable. I still think you killed that dude, but you know, it's fine. I completely forgive you if you work under me as while I'm the new lord. Now let's actually make some progress. The undead treasure. Oh. Why do you want to be summoned? Londor Pale Shade. I don't even know if you're an actual person or not. But sure, I'll summon you because I'm the Lord of Londor or whatever I may be in the future. You're probably an AI, right? Yeah, you seem to be an AI, okay. Let's see what we can do, my pale friend. Oh. So this is going to be a boss battle. You. Soul of Cinder? Wait, that attack move I know. Are you the same as Gale? It looks very similar to Gale's attack moves. Oh, I don't know why I drank this. I don't need it. I am the new Lord of Cinder. Ooh. Oh, are you acrobatic now all of a sudden? That's a bit weird, you know? That's not cool. You just swapped to a flippin' spear. Made him bleed. I shall do the finishing move. If that even is the finishing move. Great, he's still alive. Ow. Suppose that teaches me to underestimate him. He kicked my face. Oh, Jesus. On me too. Oh god. Sorry dude, don't know how much health you have left by the way. Okay, 2 times. Maybe he has one more. No, that was it. Okay. What are you doing? Okay. And what is this for? Summon Firekeeper. Oh. Fine work. Seems familiar. Praise the sun. Okay, okay, okay. So, summon the Firekeeper. Ooh, everything is becoming dark.
The first flame quickly fades. Darkness will shortly settle. But one day, tiny flames will dance across the darkness. Like embers linked by Lord's Pass.
Okay.
Ashen One, hearest thou my voice still?
Yes. I think. Wait, what? That really the end? Okay, I mean, I was hoping some cool cutscene or something. I mean, I guess you did take the flame. I don't know what I expected, I guess. Well, since I suppose this is at least a part of the ending, or if not the whole ending, I guess I'll give my opinion on the game. It would be great if the game wasn't as loud when I was doing this. But it's beautiful, so it's okay. Anyway, I need to lower the audio a bit. I can't think. Just give me a second. So, first of all, let's talk about story. This game is kind of a build your own story thing out of the puzzle pieces they give you. And for me, that's a negative. For some other people, it's a positive. I like the environmental storytelling, but also like it when games go out of their way to kind of make it more story focused. So it feels like you're not alone in the world, and there's a story that revolves around you, not just you. If you know what I mean. Allow it to be less about you and more about everything around you. But that's very hard when they don't actually have an overall plot besides you killing bosses in order to restore the throne room. So there's that, I guess. When it comes to the story itself that you are presented with, it's fairly decent. I mean, it's not bad at all. It's pretty good. It's just that there are a lot of it that's missing and that you have to fill in yourself. And I don't know about you people watching, but I am not gonna sit here looking through all the items and get sort of hints to a story when the people who made the game can easily present it in a different way. Now, I'm not saying it's overall bad. I'm saying that it's not for me, but it is certainly for some people out there that like the kind of stuff, and that's fair and that's good. But because I enjoyed it less because of it, that will drag down the review a little bit of the game, for me anyway. When it comes to... let's go with characters. The characters each had their own personalities, which is cool. But you don't really see them a lot. You don't really get to know them as much. They kind of have this surface personality, and you kind of have that as their identity the whole time. They don't really get deep, per se. They all seem to have one purpose for you, and pretty much one purpose only. And only one kind of personality. So it feels a lot like they're not as deep as they could have been, but they all serve a purpose that they're supposed to serve. So I guess it kind of evens out when you think about it, because they are well made. They are well made characters that do serve their individual purpose, and that's good and fine. But overall, I would not say there's any that really stand out. Maybe Patches a little bit. Who was first like this dude who tried to pretty much get you killed, and then he ended up like helping you out in the end. There's of course also the Firekeeper, which has multiple layers, but I don't think she has the layer that you would expect. At least it didn't seem like she had the whole surface layer besides being a Firekeeper, which again goes back to them just having a purpose for being there and not really more beyond that. So yeah, character-wise, it's pretty average. They're just there for their purpose, and that's pretty much it. And then you can, of course, save them and help them, but that's more gameplay related, but that's later. And then you get to see more of their personalities, but that's another story. Now that we get to actual environment, this game is very good at environmental design. Or the team who made this game is very good at environmental design. And all the environments look unique. Some use assets here and there where it makes sense, of course. But besides that, everything looks very unique, and it looks like it would be a place you might want to go. So I don't actually think it is bad, per se. But it is certainly... yeah, like I said, like it's pretty unique level design that we're going on. I'm just gonna say that. Like, I'm talking about the environmental design, level design, all the kind of design they have in the environments, and I've never seen a linear design as well as this. By linear, I mean like linearly based map, where you walk through linear pathways and then it's split up, of course, and then you go through linear ways. And I have to say, this is my favorite level design I've ever seen in any game. In at least any linear game. And I just think it's very well made. I don't know what else to say. It's just very well made. The level design is top notch. It tells a story everywhere you look. Same with the distance, and yeah, it's very well made. So that's great. But now we go to gameplay. So gameplay is a bit funky for me because I actually don't really like the way they do the gameplay. For me, I prefer the hack and slash high damage dealing stuff. Like I guess you can do that in this game if you have like daggers, but you're stuck in this animation thing. I don't like it when games force you to be stuck in animations, when the colliders are a little bit off. Begin journey 2 occurs. Journey 2 can be initiated from the shrine. If you don't wish to be... No. Not journey 2. Thank you. Oh well. But yeah, it's a bit... How do you say it? The gameplay feels a bit old school. It feels very nostalgic, of course, back in the olden days. And it lacks some smoothened edges, if you know what I mean. At least that's how I feel about it. I know some people out there very passionate about the gameplay and how it is, and that's fine. It doesn't need to really smoothen. For the first of all, you can't really jump in the game, which you would think would be a basic thing in modern games. You can actually jump. Here it's fine, but it kind of misses that, and I know Elden Ring has jump, so they at least work that out. When it comes to your character and your movement, it's easy to learn but hard to master. What I mean by that is, swinging with a sword, you have to remember and get used to how fast it goes and how much it swings and how long it takes, and you know, things like that. And while you can get used to it, it feels kind of off. In a way that says, this is not something I think I would really want to play a full game with. I'm probably alone on that. I've heard a lot of praise for the gameplay, but gameplay-wise, I don't know. I just prefer more faster pace, like more hit back or hit stuff where it's more faster fights, everything a little bit more fast-paced. But this game is very slow-paced in its fighting, and that is both a con and a positive for me personally. So I'm gonna have to say that it's more like a 6 out of 10 combat for me, combat-wise only though. Not the whole game. The game itself for me is like an 8 out of 10, I would say, because I actually thought it was gonna be longer. But yeah, for me it's like an 8 out of 10. I don't know about... I was supposed to find a second DLC, by the way. I have no idea where to find it. I might see about it after this, and then might edit this out. And then this might be later on. But yeah. But yeah, when it comes to gameplay, there's so much that should kind of add. It's very hard to fathom everything. So when it comes to this game, gameplay, combat is one thing. Gameplay, characters is another. The teleportation, the walking back and forth, and enemies respawning, and all that is kind of crazy. So let's start with one thing at a time. Okay, let's start with animations during gameplay. All right, let's start with that. It looks good. It looks smooth. There's really nothing wrong with animations. So that's all I have to say about that. It seems like there's a limited amount of animations. I mean, I don't mean to sound a little bit rude here, but animation-wise, it feels a little bit lacking. Not in enemies, though. More like in your character and the way you swing a sword and get hit and everything like that. It feels a little bit like there should be a bit more variety. And I don't mean to be rude, because it's not necessary, by the way. It's not necessary. For me, it's a 7 out of 10 in animations. But it would be nice with a bit more variety in animations, so it's not always the same. Maybe... I don't know. It would just be nice to kind of have some extra animations for when you get hit, or when enemies get hit, or when blood happens, or... You know, there's a bit of a variety. It's not always the stiff animation, especially when you do this, right? It's the same animation throughout the whole thing. And it still feels a little bit like it lacks variety. As an example, let's say you decide to sprint, right? If you sprint, typically, you don't immediately go crazy and then you run. You kind of start up slow and then you gain tempo and then you sprint. Here, it's more like a boost. You sprint, then you get a boost, and then you start sprinting the same way with the same animation again. And a lot of other games that do a little bit better than that. But again, that's not really the point of this game. It's just a little bit of a thing I think could really be nice to add to it. Let's talk about AI. Freaking top-notch AI, by the way. Top-notch AI. I don't think I've ever played a game where I've enjoyed fighting AI as much in my whole life. Just because of the AI's movesets and the fact that they all feel like they have a specific identity and a purpose for the game. Again, like all the characters here, they all feel like they have a purpose. The enemy does too. It feels like everything about the enemy makes sense. Like the size of it, how much health it has, how much damage you do with the weapon you have. All that stuff feels like it makes sense to me, and I feel like that really adds to the experience in a big way. When I came into this game, I expected like enemies that took forever to kill, because usually that's the thing in a lot of modern games, where enemies take forever to kill. Yes, I'm talking about looking at you, all open world games with health bars and stuff, and RPGs with health bars and things like that. But no, in this game, the only thing that takes time to kill are really the bosses, and then some stronger enemies that are kind of not really worth it. And yeah, I feel like that is, I don't know, I think that's pretty nice. I don't really have any complaints about the health situation typically. I think there were 1 or 2 times where I had an enemy with a lot of health, but it wasn't really that important to me. But it would be nice, of course, always have it be like, you know, perfect. But besides that, I think the enemy AI and the health and everything the enemy had made complete sense. And I don't know what else I can expand on, except I love the way they did it. I love the unique personalities the AI has. I like the unique personality all of the enemy variety types have. This is a great example for any other game developers out there to look at this game and think, okay, if you want to make a very varied AI, how we're going to do it? Just give them a set move set, even if it feels a bit stiff. It can be part of the game where you can predict their moves and stuff. Again, this kind of goes against what I said about animation variety, but you can have like 3 different animations for one thing, you know, and then the player has to get used to all 3 of them. I would also add a little bit more depth to the combat. It would make it harder, of course. The game is already hard according to some people. I would actually argue that it's just a bit hard to understand from the beginning, but the combat itself is actually pretty easy and simple. But yeah, besides that, I would just say that that phenomenal job on the AI, and I think they really nailed it there. I really think they did. It's incredible what they did with the AI and what they still do with the AI. I've never seen a more complicated AI that performs so well and that is so enjoyable to fight. So 10 out of 10 for that, actually. Like, that's pretty incredible. I really enjoyed that. So yeah. Great job on the AI. There's also gameplay according to the characters you find, and this is kind of where characters and gameplay kind of intertwine, and I don't really want to have that be part of the characters, because the characters are technically different than the counterparts you meet in game. Like the characters you get to understand and know through the interactions you have, but they're so far in between that you still only see the surface of the characters. And if you see the depth, I have not seen the depth of a character, by the way. All of these characters kind of seem one-dimensional. Like, they don't seem like they have any ulterior motive that they speak to you about. Maybe the dark lady, the one I spoke to over here, who said something about, oh yeah, take your rightful place as the lord of whatever place, you know? But besides that, or not here, this lady back here. But when it comes to how they interact with the characters and everything, I think that's super cool. I think more games should do that, where there are consequences to actions and an actual sense of a character dies. So while the character isn't technically important, it makes you feel like you lost something from the game that you could have prevented. Therefore, it's a consequence. Where other games always speak about, oh, there are consequences and yada yada yada. There aren't really any consequences ever. And in this game, there actually is. So you want to look around, you want to assist the characters, because it's actually punishing to you if they die. Not in a gameplay sense. You might miss out on some items, but that's not what matters. What matters is that you feel like you could have done something, but you didn't. And that's kind of where the game gets you in that sense. And I think that is a great mechanic to have in a game. I think that really adds to the world and the atmosphere of the game, and makes you think twice about doing something with a character. Where you might literally get completely annihilated and you don't even realize it, you know, when it comes to, I mean emotionally annihilated. As an example, if she could actually die, this filing shrine maiden here, and she got killed, like I did as an example. I didn't want to kill her, and I don't, because I didn't know whether she would stay there forever or whatever would happen. So I was scared of that. And then all of a sudden she comes back, and I'm like, wow, okay, whew. You know, it's a nice feeling to actually think about consequences for once in a video game, where it used to always be that everything could be undone. And I know technically she did get undone, but without her, you really wouldn't be able to complete the game. I know that challenges out there probably can't do it, but I would not be able to complete the game without her. And that would just be kind of bad, and then I would have to start from the beginning, and I wouldn't want to do that, and then yada yada yada, you know. I will, however, say that I do love the whole aspect of consequences to characters. It's a great way to add consequences to a game without actually having any consequences that can go ruin your gameplay experience. I do wish more people did that. That if you didn't listen to a character properly or didn't take care of them properly, they could die. Even if it's completely out of your control, you could still go ahead and save them. And if you can save someone, but decide not to, that's a big debate, by the way. Are you at fault? Are you not at fault? And that's the kind of the thing, you know. If a character dies, you do feel like it's kind of your fault, but at the same time, it really isn't. So. It's a bit all over the place in that regard, but besides that, I really like it. So that's nice. Graphics looks good enough. I mean, I don't think it's revolutionary. I do think the art style saves the graphics from being called medium or not that great or something like that. Like the graphics themselves are nothing to like compliment in a crazy way, except for the fact that they just fit, and it's fair that they use these graphics, which means that a lot of games can also actually run this game, which I think is a big positive. Games don't always have to look realistic, they don't always have to be huge, they don't always have to be high resolution. Just make them to your own vision, and if they fit the vision, then keep them. If they don't, then expand upon it and maybe make them a little bit higher resolution. There's no need to make 8K textures for something that doesn't need it. And as soon as you put it into your game, players who use older graphics don't know what they're getting themselves into, especially nowadays when it's an automatic setting that just turns on. And that causes a lot of frustration and weirdness to people, because they're like, I have to get the full experience out of the game, so I put ultra settings on. And then a lot of people go into the trap of, oh no, now I'm stuck with bad FPS and nothing runs well, and I have to go upgrade my graphics card because now I'm out of VRAM and all that stuff. This game does it perfectly. The graphics fit. They're not overly high. They're not overly low. They're just perfect for the game. And that is exactly what it should be. There's no need to go crazy on graphics. It's a very modern trend that a lot of studios do, and there's no need to do it. I don't know why they do it. I guess because that's what gamers want. But sometimes you gotta do what's best for your game and less what's best for your customers, especially when it will be good for the customers in the end. And I don't mean raise prices so they'll spend more money and then more money will go around. No, I mean as in they'll actually get something out of it they might enjoy and might save money from, instead of just going to up the graphics to the point where the people who have 4090s or whatever, they're satisfied with their purchase. No, just try to stand the ground, don't aim too high, and just kind of take a chill and make the game you want to make. And if you can up the graphics to a setting, then up the graphics to a setting. It's your choice. But know that there are consequences and expectations when you do. And this game, while it has graphics settings, the highest graphics setting is called max, and it makes complete sense. It runs pretty well. And I promise you that if I untap my frame rate limit, or I remove the VSync thingy, or whatever it is this game uses, I will 100% get probably maybe 110 frames, if not more. I don't actually know, considering that, but I'm pretty sure I'll get up there to my CPU limit, maybe even. Yeah, pretty well made when it comes down to it. Again, my overall thought of the game is still 8. You can also see the character design, by the way, in the graphics. That counts in graphics too. The way the characters design and everything, and all of it looks unique and very cool. Again, mechanics, I forgot to mention. Mechanics. All of these items, all of this stuff, very cool. I like these mechanics, although there's one thing I really wish they would have as a simple mechanic that all of the games have nowadays. A pause function. Yeah, very controversial topic in Dark Souls games, I've heard. Why? Why is it a hard topic? Why can't someone just go pee instead of having to either find a bonfire or quit the game? I'm sorry whoever defends that. You're in the wrong whether you want to be or not, okay? I'm gonna start a very controversial topic right now, and I'm gonna say that we are humans, not robots. Therefore, we need breaks, especially if people have work or they need to do something else, or someone suddenly comes into the room and you need to turn your head and talk to them. Pause game function, please. It doesn't have to be in the menu. It just has to be a button. It just has to be a button maybe you can select, or maybe it's an option you can turn on. But I'll promise you, most people need/want it. I know that there are a lot of Dark Souls players that are like, this has been in the game for ages. It doesn't need a pause button. It just adds to the experience of it being hard. The game is not hard, okay? It's hard to interpret and understand at first. But when you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty easy. And secondly, when it comes to the pause function, it's not to make it harder for you. If it's added as an option, it doesn't hurt anyone. It's just there for new players who might just want to go to the bathroom or want to just take a break every now and again and still have the game running. It's not there to ruin your experience. It's there to benefit others' experiences. So let them add it at least as an option, if not completely into the game. Not in the menu, but maybe as an optional button, like when you press, I don't know, when you go in here and click settings as an example. Now the game should be paused. This menu is fine, but at least let someone go into system, and then there we go, it's paused. Very simple, very easy way of doing it. You know, it's whatever it is, but it's a simple feature that can only add to the game, whether someone likes it or not. Silly that it's not already part of the game, and I respect it if it's the authors or the developers' choice to not have it in the game, but it is only something that is positive, not negative, regarding or no matter what anyone says. It is 100% positive for the game and the people playing the game that is there. But it ruins the overlooming sense of danger. No, it doesn't. It makes it so I pee my pants. That's what it does. If I don't have it, that is. So not having it is horrible. Having it means I can actually go to the bathroom. Well, I never really pee my pants. It's not that extreme. It's just a luxury at this point. It's more like a luxury. It's not necessary, but it's very nice to have. So there's that. Leave your rage comment in the comment section and saying, oh, we should have. You never have a pause. It's not part of the Dark Souls game. Fine. Good on you. Then good. You're gonna get what you want all the time in this game genre. That's nice. This game title or whatever. All Dark Souls games probably not gonna have it. So good for you. You found your niche little game that it doesn't have a pause function. But besides that, I really think it would be great to have. Now with that little rant out of the way, again, I love the simplicity of it, and I love the fact that items work the way they do. I do wish there was more to the durability system, though. It feels like it lacks a certain, I don't know, a certain role in the game. Like, you look at the durability and you're like, oh no, I need to maintain my sword or something. And it's like, if it breaks and you can repair it, that's nice. It also forces you to use another weapon, so you don't always use the same weapon. I really think this should have expanded on it and made it a little bit more punishing. Not because, so not to make it hard, but make it to an actual worry. Where you need to worry about it, like maybe just make it so when you sit down, it doesn't reset. Would be great. So you have to use an item. I think Dark Souls 1 had something like that, but I really think it could expand on it if you try to have more durability or make durability play a role. Like lower durability does less damage, higher durability it does more damage. If it reaches 0, the item doesn't really break, but it just does like no damage whatsoever. That way, at least you're forced to keep looking at it. At least add a very simple implementation of it, of saying, okay, durability goes to its highest, and then when it goes to 0, you take a big damage debuff. I think that's the best way of implementing for everyone. If you don't want it to be more complicated, like I mentioned, with the whole based on durability to less damage. So I think this is a great way to just do it normally. But probably not gonna be the case for a lot of games, since it seems to be kind of removed Also love the idea of the rings. Still one problem. Why only 4 rings? I mean, is it a balance issue? Or, or does my character only have 4 fingers? A bit weird why I can't wear 10 rings. But I'm guessing it is limited to how to kind of balance things out. And one thing I really, really love about the game is the covenant system. Not specifically how it is right now, but how it functions. Like how you have someone who can wear the covenant and be a blue sentinel, and then someone benefiting from a blue sentinel using it. And kind of saying, yeah, okay, great, thank you so much to the blue people and stuff like that. Like you kind of give your you allow someone else to summon you by wearing it, and someone else benefits from being summoned because someone else in the covenant who wants to attack people is in there. Now I hate PvP, but this is great for people who hate PvP. This covenant right here, and I love that they actually thought about that too, and that this is some people who are just nice and wants to help other people. It's a great way of doing it, and I really, really like how they did it too. I really, truly do like how they did it, and I do believe that that they certainly benefited, or that my experience benefited from it because of all the invaders and stuff. If I wanted to see messages and want to summon people, I would have to be online. And to be online means you're gonna get invaded. I would also love an option to turn that off, where I can't get invaded. And I promise you, the only reason why FromSoft haven't done that is because most people would turn it off. Because it's not really a feature for most people. It's more of a curse. It's more of something that forces you. I also would love an actual co-op mode where you can play with your friends without having to worry about. I know it breaks the balance of the game, but that's the player's choice. I always say this to every single game that maybe doesn't have co-op. But adding co-op, just willy-nilly, boom, now you have another player in it without changing anything else. As long as you make sure to say this is not how the game is meant to be played, I don't care how easy or hard the game is gonna be. As long as I'm having fun, that's what matters to me. So at least give me the option to have a friend playing, because I love playing with friends, and I love to just constantly have them with me too, so I don't have to worry about beating bosses and then having to help them beat bosses and then having to help each other in different worlds and how complicated this game makes it. Just let me play through the game for fun with a friend throughout the whole game, where they just join me. I think that is a great addition to any Dark Souls games, and the Elden Ring mod proves that is something people want. So why not add it to all of the games, if possible? Where you can just constantly have a friend, and you know it's possible as well, because they already have a co-op system in place that you can take advantage of. So it is more of a stubbornness from the developers, I think, that they just don't want it to be easy, or that they want it to be a little bit more of a pain they want to force you through fighting things alone and then making it to the boss alone to give you that sense of accomplishment and disappointment in yourself and dying and then finally overcoming challenges. I get that. But if you can, why not? You know, it doesn't require a lot. It's just, if you can, why not? And the reason why I say it doesn't require a lot is because it's already in place. You just have to make sure you don't unsummon the person when they help you fight. Making it from scratch would be a little bit much to ask, but I would still like that. But yeah, that's definitely not going to happen. Yeah, it's whatever it is. But certainly I will say that I enjoyed playing the game, regardless of all the nitpicks I have of it, and I still give it an 8 out of 10. For it to be a 10 out of 10 for me, first of all, it would have to be more variety in animations. Whether or not it's enemy is up for debate, because that could break the whole gameplay system. I do think the story was a bit short. Like, I expected more after I collected all of this. I expected a whole other section of the game where it could be like, oh, now you have the thrones, now you have to defeat each of them in like a boss rush, or now you have to do something different, or, you know, something like that. Where it's more in your face about stuff. But yeah, I don't have much else to say other than I do think I did enjoy it, and the way it's made is very, very cool, and I did like it. And I know some people disagree with what I said, and that's fine. I'm not here to tell the developers to change their mind. Wait, pick up item? Skull ring. Okay. I am, however, here to say what they could do to appease a person like me with the game. So yeah, co-op and stuff. And more animation variety, at least for your character. And some animations with getting hit. A little bit more of an effect. Maybe change the wording of the skills a little bit, like vigor and vitality. Vitality, isn't that like health? And vigor is sort of your stamina. And endurance is also partly your health. So I don't. It's a bit weird how that works. I don't like the attribute system because of how it's worded, and it confused the heck out of me first time I saw it. But it works when you get the hang of it. But the wording might need change to stamina, health, you know, that kind of stuff. I don't know why they're going with vigor and dexterity. I guess it's just a charm for the game. But I don't really like it. And the final boss is a bit disappointing if that was the final boss. I don't really think that was that great. Again, it seemed to have a lot of Gale's moves. I don't know what that was all about. Maybe it's just because of the same weapon was used. But yeah, I don't have much more to say other than I did enjoy it. Again, I wish to add all the things I mentioned, like a pause button, a co-op option or something, or even a pause option. So just for the people who need and want it. Simple durability system, all those things that I brought up and talked about and kind of mentioned. Same with the story. If the story was a little bit more out there and less speculative, I would also have given it more, maybe a 10 out of 10. For me, that would have to be, those things would have to be fulfilled to be a 10 out of 10 for me. Again, it is very important to state that I am not everyone, and I am not speaking for everyone. I'm only speaking for me. So if you disagree with anything I've said, or you think anything I've said is crazy good or whatever, you can leave it in the comment section and tell me why what I said sucks. Or you could also just go ahead and say, okay, I understand. That is just your view and what you want in the game. I don't like that. Like this is you not saying it, not that I don't like that, but did you say I don't like that? But that's fair, you know. You can say I don't like that idea you brought up, but if you want it, then I mean I guess it makes sense. And it's like, okay, that's very respectful of you. So sort of keep it calm, if possible. But yeah, a lot of buts. So I think that's gonna be it for this this Let's Play, this video, until I figure out how to get to the second DLC, if I even can find it. So hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, consider liking and subscribing. Hope to see you all in another one of my Let's Plays. I do a lot of Let's Plays on my channel, of all different games, also co-op specifically, with swapping perspectives and whatever else I want to do. I like to expand what I do and stuff like that, so if you want to take that out, that's also cool. If you're just interested in, I don't know, in watching fun friends playing stuff, also have that on my channel. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed the Let's Play. Hope to see you in another one. Hope you also consider sharing the video. And as always, you beautiful persons/people, stay awesome.